Yes, good evening, Kopish community. The international break is finally over. Liverpool are back in the winners column, 8 points clear, and all the rest of that stuff, man. It's a good time to be a Red, but honestly, during that game, man, I weren't really happy for long periods of that game. For long periods of that game, I weren't happy. We played incredibly passive up until the substitution. A lot of the Southampton players were given a lot of confidence because our midfield was not putting a foot in. Now, credit to Southampton, they played with they had a clear game plan. They had a midfielder in the back line, in the back three, so they could play out from the back a bit better. They were very compact. You can see when we had before the goal and even around the time of us scoring, every time we got the ball in their third, they had plenty of bodies back to protect their goal. Liverpool forced to take shots from outside the box, and their Nigerian striker was excellent. It's a shame for them that he got injured because his hold-up play and his ability to just drop the shoulder was giving us a lot of problems. And in addition to that, like I said, Liverpool just were not putting a foot in. Everyone looked toothless, just absolutely toothless. We get gifted a goal, so Bozalai takes his shot really well. Dings the post, goes in. If you were watching on Sky, you didn't see the goal in real time because they were showing a replay for the previous chance. And but from then, Liverpool just decided, and this is the thing, this is why, opposition fans are detractors. They're saying, oh, you know what, Liverpool will drop points. And we're the gift that keeps on giving. We're 1-0 up, we're not playing great. Let's be serious, we're not playing great. Virgil van Dijk decides to turn into Ronaldinho, dribble the ball from out of his box, loses the ball, and Robertson, for me, who I don't think had a great game, gives away a penalty. Now, albeit I don't believe it was a penalty either, but what really bugs me, what really made me angry is everything that happened in the lead up to that penalty. Yeah, and I say the word penalty loosely because I don't know what I think Michael Oliver needs to go to the Specsavers and get his eyes tested because that's literally outside the box. It's on the line, but it's not inside the box. So I'm not sure, unless a challenge on the line counts as a penalty, then it's not a penalty. But anyway, they couldn't, as far as I was aware, they couldn't come up with a decision. So they ended up just keeping the on-field decision, whatever, anyway. But yeah, as I was saying, the build-up to the penalty was absolutely abysmal and it was all our fault. Southampton didn't do anything brilliant. Yeah, it was all our fault. And in the second half, we went from being toothless to even, honestly, we could not have looked any more toothless yet. There we are. Like, no one is looking to put a foot in. Tyler Diblin has the entire, all of the space in the world, finds a ball to the far post, to the far side of the pitch, and they score practically an open goal because Kelleher can't do nothing. And what was concerning is the fact that our midfield just in that moment for their second goal just disappeared. I don't know where they were, and I know we had a set piece, but still there has to be some covering players. But yeah, and when we made the substitution, that's when things changed. I thought McAllister and especially Diaz coming on added such a level of tenacity that it flowed throughout the other team. And he should have got a goal. He, cut back from Darwin Núñez. He was slightly ahead of it. There was a header as well. Obviously, Mo Salah scored to make it 2-2. But basically, when he came on, we looked exceptional. And all credit has to go to Luis Diaz. Now, I know we were protecting him because he had a long travel and whatnot, and he played a lot of minutes for Colombia. But yeah, I do kind of feel like maybe if we started with Lucho and brought him off, Southampton wouldn't have had so much confidence because we were just so, as I keep saying, we were so passive. But yeah, it's not, and for me, it is such a, and when I say typical Liverpool, I don't mean a slot Liverpool. I mean like Liverpool across the years of Premier League football when you're top of the league, you're one of your biggest rivals in Manchester City got absolutely beaten up. You know what Tottenham did to Man City? That was armed robbery and burglarization. That's what they did. They put on masks, they kicked the door in, put guns in people's faces and basically robbed the house. That's what they did. They robbed the Etihad. When that happens to your rivals, you need to play in a certain manner. And we did it today. And again, like I said at the start of the video, this is why I can understand why people are detractors. This is why I'm on giddy watch. This is why I'm not trying to get too excited because I know there's still such a long way to go. And again, I don't want to put the weight of expectation onto Onslaught's shoulders because it is his first season. Do you know what I mean? So he still has a lot to learn about his players and the players still have a lot to learn from him, evidently from today's performance. But if this, I mean, look, I'm happy with the win. and winning at all costs when you're not playing well as well is like the sign of champions. But at the same time, this sort of performance would be better if it was the last 12 games or the last 8 games or last 10 games as opposed to the first 12 games. Because quite frankly, someone's car is getting burgled. Probably Tottenham. Probably Man City's car getting burgled. But what's it? Yeah, if this was the last 8 to 10 games, it's better because obviously you are closer to the final stretch. This part of the season, you need to look dominant, and we've got Real Madrid midweek, and we've obviously got Man City coming to our ground. And I know they lost, but there's nothing worse than facing a wounded animal. But people, it was a little bit of a depressing one. Again, I want to stress to the the Kopish community that I am really happy with the result because ultimately the 3 points is the most important. Sometimes it is do it at all costs, but I'm someone that likes to do it in a certain type of way. Pause. But yeah, people like the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.
Big up, lads. Big up, big up. It's been a while. It's been a very long time, it seems like. But hey, it's not been that long too. It's just been a few weeks. So how are we all? How are we going, guys? The Kopish family. It's good to be chatting with you guys once again. And what do you know? We're back from the international break. And we beat Southampton away. Well, the game was very cagey. We beat them 3-2 at the night by the end. And yeah, I think that was one of the worst defensive performances we've had as a Liverpool squad this season. Yeah, I think the defensive performance was woeful. And midfield was... I don't think midfield had the greatest games either. Like, yes, they were in control. Szoboszlai had a better game, but the way the Southampton midfielders or the strikers were getting out of the midpoint of the field and trying to, like do a bit of tricks and things and just get the ball looped up to the wingers. I felt that in the midfield it wasn't really a good game we've had. And then it comes to up top. I feel like we were very woeful with our chances. Some of them, they were, I would say, some of them, they were just, I guess, it was unlucky for us not to convert. Like the volley that Salah kicked directly and it hit the post, it rattled the post real bad. Things like that. I feel like we were taking shots. We had a lot of shots from far, like from away from 30 yards. And goalkeeper, he was just making like normal saves, nothing out of the blue. So that's good. I think if we could get one of those shots like the one McAllister took where it just missed the top left post, yeah, I wish more of our midfielders or players in general get to that level of, I don't know, like Seedorf, if you guys know what I mean, like the Seedorf level or Roberto Carlos, maybe even Beckham and Trent Alexander-Arnold levels where guys like Szoboszlai, they have that in them. What Rodri does, for example, there are games where the front players are unable to get the goals or tap-ins and things like that because the defense is very astute, but someone just takes a blinder from 30 yards and it gets converted. So that's one thing, just like Fabinho against City. Anyways, enough of all that. Good on Mo Salah, our Egyptian king. His contract's up in the air. I really hope we get to discuss and get the Kopish team to give us more insight analysis on it. Cannot wait to hear much more on it. But enough of me chatting away, guys. I've got to head to work now, and up the Kopish, up the Reds, and you'll never walk alone. Bye, lads.